I can't believe she did it today, I heard someone whisper behind me. She said it was too late to change, another voice replied. Imagine a party on the same day as, shh, he'll hear you. I did hear them. Every word cut through me like broken glass. I stood by Lily's coffin, staring at the white flowers, my chest hollow. My daughter's face looked too calm, too silent, as if she was only asleep. But I knew better. Stay strong, a cousin said, touching my arm. I forced myself to nod. My voice cracked. Thank you for coming. He hesitated, eyes flicking toward the door. Some guests? Left early. Clara invited them over. My stomach clenched. During the funeral? He lowered his gaze. She said it was her birthday. People didn't want to offend her. I felt the words burn. Offend her? Today is about Lily, he whispered. I know. Then slipped away, leaving me trembling beside the coffin. Anna, my wife, came to my side. Her eyes were swollen, her face pale. She leaned on me and whispered, They're talking about her, aren't they? Yes, I muttered. They're comparing her party to this. Anna's lips shook. Why would she do this? Why today? I clenched my fists. Because Clara only thinks of herself. Always has. Before Anna could answer, my aunt stepped forward. I'm sorry for your loss, she said softly, then added. But maybe don't dwell on Clara's timing. She didn't mean harm. I stared at her. She didn't mean harm? She took today, the one day I needed respect, and turned it into her celebration. My aunt looked uncomfortable. She said life should go on. Life did go on for her, I snapped. Mine ended with Lily. Anna tugged at my sleeve. Please, she whispered. Don't fight here. I swallowed hard, my throat burning. The priest began speaking, and the room fell into quiet sobs. Yet I couldn't focus on his words. All I heard were fragments from the back rows. Clara's party is so lively. Music. Dancing such a different atmosphere. Honestly, I didn't know which one to attend. Each whisper was a knife. My palms pressed against the coffin's edge as if I could steady myself, but rage kept building. When the ceremony ended, I stood outside with Anna. Rain threatened in the clouds above. Relatives came forward with short words. She was a beautiful child. Such a tragedy. She's in a better place. I nodded, muttering thanks, but every other word was about Clara. Your sister looked so happy today. She said she wished you'd celebrate with her, not mourn. Her party is just across town. Maybe you'll join later to ease the tension? I froze. Join her party? After burying my daughter? The relative shrugged awkwardly. She didn't want conflict. She thought you'd understand. Understand? I said through my teeth. She moved her party to today. She wanted attention. Anna gripped my hand. Let it go, she whispered. I turned to her, pain twisting my voice. How do I let it go, Anna? Our daughter deserved a day of mourning, not competition with balloons and cake. She closed her eyes. I know, but fighting her now won't bring Lily back. A family friend approached, hesitant. I hate to say this, but half the guests slipped out early. They said Clara's event was brighter. I felt humiliated, my cheeks burning. Brighter? They left my daughter's funeral for music and drinks? He looked ashamed. People don't like sadness, I whispered. Then why did they come at all? Anna pulled me closer, her tears soaking my shirt. Please don't listen to them. Just look at Lily one last time. I forced myself back inside. The coffin was being lowered and my knees almost gave out. I whispered, I'm sorry, Lily. I tried to give you dignity. But your aunt stole even this. My cousin James touched my shoulder. Brother, it's not worth the anger. Not worth it, I said. She danced while I buried my child. James's voice lowered. Clara said she asked you to move the funeral. I spun on him. Move the funeral? For her birthday? She thought you could do it another day. She said people would rather celebrate life than face death. I laughed bitterly, the sound harsh in my throat. Of course she did. That's Clara, James sighed. I didn't agree, but you know how the family is. They don't want tension, I whispered. They already chose her over me. Anna took my hand, whispering, Let's go home. We've given Lily what we could. But as I looked back at the emptying hall, all I saw were whispers, glances, and judgment. Clara had won the attention she wanted, and Lily's farewell was treated like an afterthought. I swore silently, staring at the flowers over the coffin. One day, Clara, one day you'll feel this pain. And when you do, you'll remember what you took from me today. I walked out into the dark sky. Grief and rage tangled inside me, knowing that forgiveness was already impossible. I found Clara outside her house the next evening. Music still rang faintly from the backyard, balloons tied to the fence. She looked fresh, glowing, as if yesterday had been nothing but a success. "Clara," I called, my throat tight. She turned, smiling. "Oh, hey, you look tired." "Tired?" I said slowly. "I buried my daughter yesterday." She tilted her head. "I know, and I'm sorry for your loss. But honestly, you should try to move on. Holding on like this, it's not healthy." I stared at her, rage building. "You call that holding on? You scheduled your party on the same day. You stole the one chance I had to give Lily respect." Her smile didn't fade. It was just a minor overlap. "You know how venues are booked. What did you expect me to do? Cancel everything?" "Yes," I shouted. "Cancel everything. Because your niece's funeral mattered more than your cake and balloons." She laughed softly. "You're too sensitive. Always have been. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about me," I said, shaking. "It was about Lily." Clara crossed her arms. "People need joy, not endless sorrow. My party gave them that. Honestly, you should thank me. You look so miserable. At least someone lightened the mood in the family." I stepped closer, lowering my voice. "Lighten the mood? At my daughter's funeral? Do you even hear yourself?" From the porch, our mother appeared. "Enough," she said quickly. "Clara didn't mean harm." "Don't raise your voice," I turned to her. "Didn't mean harm?" She bragged while people walked out of Lily's farewell to toast her birthday. Mother frowned. She only wanted to celebrate life. "You're letting grief blind you." I choked on my words. Grief is supposed to blind me. "My daughter is gone," Clara sighed loudly. "There it is again. Drama. You always make everything heavier than it is. That's why people prefer my company. You drown them in sadness." I felt the words hit like a slap. "They preferred your music to Lily's memory. And you let them." A cousin, overhearing, stepped in nervously. "Come on, don't fight!" "Everyone's hurting," I snapped at him. "Hurting?" "Clara was laughing yesterday while I lowered Lily into the ground." Clara raised her eyebrows. "Should I have worn black and cried all day?" "That's not me. You know that. People process things differently," I whispered. "You didn't process anything." "You ignored it," she waved a hand. "Because it wasn't my tragedy. It was yours. Why should my whole life stop?" My fist tightened, nails digging into my palms. "Because she was your niece. Because respect isn't optional." Mother stepped between us. "Please stop. The neighbors can hear." I glared at Clara. "You took Lily's last day from me." "That's what you did." She leaned against the porch rail, calm as ever. "No, you gave it away. You let whispers bother you. You let people's choices define your grief. That's your problem, not mine." I wanted to scream, but my voice broke into a whisper. "You're heartless," Clara shrugged. "Or maybe I'm just realistic. People don't like funerals. They prefer celebrations. That's life." I shook my head, tears burning. "If Lily had meant anything to you, you would have given her one day." "Just one day," she sighed dramatically. "Look, I loved Lily, but kids come and go. You're acting like the world ended." My breath caught. The world did end. "Mine ended," Mother touched my arm. "Son, please don't make a scene." I turned on her. "A scene?" I watched my child be buried while my sister cut cake. "If that's not a scene, I don't know what is." Clara's lips curled. "You'll never change. Always the martyr, always the victim. No wonder people avoid you. You suck the life out of every room." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. "You think this is about me being a victim?" "This is about a little girl who deserved better." She rolled her eyes. "And dragging this out makes it better how?" "She's gone." "Nothing you do matters now." My voice dropped to a whisper. "It matters to me, and one day it will matter to you too." Clara tilted her head. "Is that a threat?" "No," I said quietly. "It's a promise that you'll remember this day, whether you want to or not." The silence between us stretched. Family members stood awkwardly nearby, no one speaking in my defense. Not one. Finally, Clara shrugged and said, "I hope you heal. But don't expect me to carry your sadness. That's not my role." I stepped back, heart pounding. "You've made that very clear." As I turned to leave, I heard whispers behind me again. "He's overreacting. Poor Clara. Always misunderstood. He needs to let go." Their voices blurred, but their meaning was sharp. Even here, even now, no one stood with me. I walked down the street, alone, the sound of laughter from Clara's house echoing in my ears, knowing my grief was mine to carry, and my rage too. Are you still awake? Anna's whisper broke the heavy dark. I lay on my back, staring at the ceiling. Yeah. You haven't slept for 3 nights, she said softly. Neither have you, I replied. She turned toward me. Do you hear her voice too? I closed my eyes. Every night. I hear her laugh like she's running through the hallway again. Then it fades, Anna's breath hitched. I can't even go into her room. It feels like walking into a grave. I go there, I admitted. I sit by her toys, I talk to them like she's still there. Anna reached for my hand. Does it help? No, but it stops me from screaming. Silence pressed down again. The clock ticked loudly in the corner. Finally, she whispered, Why does your family defend Clara? I shook my head. I don't know. Maybe they're afraid of losing her. Maybe they think I'll always forgive. She mocked us, Anna said, her voice trembling. Mocked Lily, and your mother called it harmless. I clenched my teeth. Harmless. That word keeps ringing in my head. What's harmless about turning my daughter's funeral into gossip? Anna rolled away, her shoulders shaking. I feel like no one cares that she's gone. Not really. They just want us to shut up and move on, I whispered. That's exactly what Clara wants. The room sank back into silence. I couldn't bear it. I got up, pulled out my notebook, and sat by the dim lamp. Anna watched me. You're writing again? Yeah, I muttered. If I don't, my head will explode. She sat up, hugging her knees. What do you even write? Everything, I said. The whispers at the funeral. Clara's smirk. The way they looked at us like we were overreacting. Anna's voice broke. Do you write about Lily? All the time, I said quietly. Her laugh, her drawings, the way she used to curl up on the couch. I write so I don't forget. Anna pressed her face into her knees. I'm scared I'll forget her voice. I set the notebook aside and went to her. We won't forget. Even if everyone else does, we won't. She lifted her face, streaked with tears. But why do they act like she didn't matter? Because remembering her makes them uncomfortable, I said bitterly.
And Clara makes sure they're distracted with her joy.
She posts pictures every day. Anna blinked at me. Pictures? I nodded. Of the party.
Smiling, dancing, champagne.
She calls it her unforgettable birthday. Every post is another knife. Anna's hands clenched. She's flaunting it? Yes, I said. Like she's proud that she overshadowed Lily's farewell. Anna's voice rose. And no one tells her to stop? No, I muttered. They like her posts. They comment, calling her beautiful, saying what a great night it was. Not a word about Lily. Anna's face twisted. That's cruel. It's like Lily never existed to them. I felt my chest tighten. I asked myself every night, why do they stand by her? Why don't they see what she did? Anna stared at me. Maybe they see it. Maybe they just don't care. Her words hit like a hammer. Don't care? She whispered. They didn't lose what we lost. They don't feel it. So it's easier to pretend. I swallowed hard. Then I can't forgive them either. Anna looked down. Do you hate them now? I don't know, I admitted. But I hate what they're doing. I hate that they chose her laughter over our grief. Anna lay back down, facing away. I wish Lily could have had one day of dignity. Just one, I whispered. So do I, and I'll never forget who stole it. The room grew quiet again, except for the scribble of my pen as I wrote. Each line felt like carving pain into paper. Anna's voice came muffled through the blanket. Do you think Clara even thinks about Lily? No, I said flatly. She thinks about herself, about her followers, about being adored. Lily doesn't fit into her picture-perfect life, Anna sighed. Then maybe we should cut them all off. I stared at the notebook. Maybe, but part of me wants them to see, to know what they did, to feel it. Anna didn't answer. Her breathing grew slow, uneven, finally drifting into a restless sleep. I sat alone with my journal, the glow of the lamp, and the endless silence. Each time I wrote Clara's name, my hand pressed harder, the ink cutting deep, and when I opened her social media on my phone again, another picture appeared. Clara laughing, champagne glass high, captioned, "Best birthday ever." Unforgettable night, I whispered into the empty room. Unforgettable for you, Clara, but for me, the only thing unforgettable is what you destroyed. The silence swallowed my words. Heavy, suffocating, endless. I pushed Lily's door open slowly. The room still smelled faintly of her lavender shampoo. Her toys sat neatly on the shelves, untouched, as if waiting. Hey, kiddo, I whispered, sitting on the edge of her small bed. I'm back. I picked up her stuffed rabbit, ears bent from years of hugs. You missed me, huh? My voice cracked. I missed you too. I held the toy close. You wouldn't believe it. Clara still hasn't stopped posting her party pictures. She calls it unforgettable. You'd laugh at that word, wouldn't you? Because you knew what unforgettable really meant, the silence pressed in. I leaned against the wall. Sometimes I think I hear you running down the hall. Sometimes I think if I open the closet, you'll be hiding there with that mischievous smile. The door creaked. Anna stood there, pale, eyes wet. You're talking to her again. Yeah, I whispered. It's the only way I can breathe. She stepped into the room, her gaze moving over the toys. I can't come in here without breaking. I looked at her. Then why did you? Her voice shook. Because I couldn't stand being alone. And because I needed to ask why. Why couldn't Clara give Lily one day of respect? Just one? I swallowed hard. Because she doesn't care. Because her reflection in the mirror means more than her niece ever did. Anna's hands curled into fists. But your family lets her get away with it. They smile, they defend her. Do they not see what we see? I stared at the floor. They see it. They just refuse to admit it. If they admit it, they'd have to face the truth, that Clara is cruel and they chose her side. Anna's voice cracked. So we're left alone with the truth. Just us. Just us, I said quietly. She sank onto the bed beside me, her hand brushing the stuffed rabbit. Do you ever wonder if Lily knows? If she can see all this? I looked at her toys again. I hope not. I hope wherever she is, she's free of this ugliness. Anna buried her face in her hands. It kills me. Every time I think about Clara laughing while we cried, it kills me. I touched her shoulder. You're not alone in that. It kills me too. She lifted her tear-streaked face. Then why don't you scream at her? Why don't you make her hear us? My chest tightened. Because screaming won't change her. It'll only give her more to mock. She thrives on attention. Anna's eyes searched mine. So what then? We stay silent while she dances on Lily's memory? I clenched my fists. No, I may have stayed silent before, but I won't forgive her. Not ever. Anna's lips trembled. You mean that? Yes, I said firmly. I can't forgive her. I can't look at her face and pretend Lily didn't matter. Anna's breath hitched, and then she whispered, Then don't. Her words settled into me, heavy but solid. Like stone forming inside my chest. Don't forgive, she repeated, almost like a prayer. If forgiveness means forgetting Lily, then don't forgive. I looked around the room. Lily's drawings were still taped to the wall, bright colors, smiling suns, stick figures of us holding hands. My throat burned. Anna, I said quietly. Something's changing inside me. She tilted her head. Changing? Yeah, I gripped the rabbit tighter. This helplessness, it's turning into something else. Anger. I don't know what to do with it yet, but it's there, growing. Her gaze lingered on me. Anger can destroy you. Or, I said slowly, it can push me to do what's right, to seek something that looks like justice. Anna's voice wavered. What does justice look like when the one who wronged you is family? I exhaled shakily. I don't know yet. But it's not silence. Not anymore. We sat there in the dim room, surrounded by the quiet echoes of Lily's world. Anna leaned her head on my shoulder, trembling. She deserved better, she whispered. She did, I agreed, my voice low. And I'll make sure Clara never forgets that. Anna closed her eyes. Promise me one thing. What? Promise me you won't let your anger swallow Lily's memory. Promise me it will protect it instead. I tightened my grip on her hand. I promise. We stayed like that, unmoving, as if holding still could preserve what little we had left. Later, when we left Lily's room, I glanced back once more. The rabbit sat on the pillow, staring at me with stitched black eyes. For a moment, I imagined Lily's voice soft and playful. Don't let them win, Daddy. That night, I lay awake again, Anna's words circling in my mind. Then don't. And for the first time since losing Lily, I didn't feel empty. I felt a seed growing inside me, small, hard, unbreakable. A seed called anger. And with it came a single thought I couldn't push away. What would true justice look like? The clinking of silverware filled the room, but no one really spoke. I sat at the long dining table, staring at the food on my plate. My appetite was gone before the meal even began. Clara broke the silence first. "So," she said cheerfully, "I finally booked my spa trip. I deserve it after planning such a big party." I gripped my fork. "You mean the party on Lily's funeral day?" Her smile froze. Then she rolled her eyes. "Why do you live in the past?" "It's done. Move on." I set my fork down hard. "My daughter isn't the past, Clara. She's my present, my everything." Mother cleared her throat sharply. "Enough. Clara didn't mean any harm." I turned toward her. "Didn't mean harm?" "She laughed while my child was being buried." Clara leaned back in her chair. "You act like the world should stop for you. People needed joy too. Life goes on." I clenched my fists under the table. "Life goes on, yes, but with respect. Respect you couldn't show for even one day." Father shifted uncomfortably but said nothing. His silence cut just as deep as Clara's words. Anna touched my arm, whispering, "Don't not hear," but I couldn't stop. "You humiliated me." "Do you know what people said at the funeral?" "They compared it to your lively celebration. Do you have any idea how that felt?" Clara smirked. "Maybe you shouldn't care so much about what people say. It makes you look weak." My jaw tightened. "You've always mocked me for being too sensitive. But sensitivity isn't weakness. It's humanity." Mother snapped, "She's your sister. Speak kindly." I stared at her in disbelief. "Kindly, after what she's done?" Clara sighed dramatically. "You're exhausting. Honestly, maybe you should see someone for all this grief. It's unhealthy." The room went silent. My chest burned. Finally, James spoke softly. "He's right." Everyone turned. James avoided my eyes. "Clara, you could have chosen another day." "It did hurt." Clara folded her arms. "So you're against me too?" He shook his head quickly. "No, I just mean maybe you could have been more considerate." Mother's voice sharpened. "James, don't start!" "Clara didn't intend to hurt anyone." I leaned toward him. "Thank you." Finally, someone admits it. James met my gaze uneasy. "I can't take sides. You know how it is. If I push too hard, I'll lose the family's approval. And I can't." My heart sank. "So you see the truth but won't speak it aloud?" He lowered his eyes. "I'm sorry. I just can't." I let out a bitter laugh. "Then I really am alone in this." Anna whispered, "You're not alone. You have me." I nodded, squeezing her hand, but the ache in my chest deepened. Clara tapped her nails against her glass. "See, even James isn't willing to fight me. Maybe you're the problem, not me." I glared at her. "You're delusional," she smirked. "No, I'm realistic. You hold on to pain like a badge of honor. I prefer to enjoy life." Mother's voice softened, almost pleading. "Please, can we not argue? We're supposed to be a family." I slammed my palm on the table. "Family? A family that defends cruelty? That silences grief? Tell me, Mother, what kind of family is that?" She flinched. Father kept staring at his plate. James muttered, "Please." "Stop, this won't end well." I turned to him. "No, James. Silence is what keeps Clara untouchable. Silence is why she keeps getting away with it." Clara scoffed. "Oh, so now I'm untouchable. You make me sound like some villain in a storybook." I leaned forward. "If the shoe fits?" Her smile faded just for a moment, then returned. "You'll tire yourself out with all this anger. Meanwhile, I'll be at the spa." The words twisted in me like knives. I stood abruptly, my chair scraping the floor. "Enjoy your spa, Clara. Enjoy your comfort. But don't forget you did this. You chose yourself over your niece, and one day you'll face that." Her eyes narrowed, but she stayed silent. I looked around the table. Mother wouldn't meet my eyes. Father remained frozen in his silence. James looked torn, guilt heavy on his face, but fear heavier still. Anna rose beside me, her voice quiet but steady. "We're done here." As we walked toward the door, James murmured, "I'm sorry." I stopped briefly. "Sorry won't bring back respect for Lily." He lowered his head. "I know," Clara called after me, her tone mocking. "Don't forget to breathe, brother. Hate will eat you alive." I didn't turn back. Outside, the night air hit my face, cool and sharp. Anna squeezed my hand. "That was brutal," I exhaled shakily. "Brutal, yes, but necessary. Now I see it clearly. There's no family here for me. Only people protecting their comfort." She studied me. "What are you going to do?" I stared at the dark sky. "I don't know yet. But I know one thing, I can't let this pass. Not anymore. I heard them before I saw them." Clara sat at a cafe table, champagne in hand, friends around her. She glowed like nothing had happened. I can't believe people left the funeral for my party, she said, smiling. I stole the spotlight. You did, a friend agreed. Everyone's talking about it. My palms went cold. I walked closer. Clara. My voice sounded small next to their laughter. She looked up, grin widening. Oh, hi, you look like you need a hug. I buried my daughter yesterday, I said. You booked your party the same day, she shrugged. It was a minor overlap. People wanted to be happy. You call stealing our day giving happiness? I asked, she laughed. People prefer joy. You prefer to wallow. Try moving on, one friend frowned. Clara, that's harsh, she waved it off. He's dramatic. He always makes grief an act. My hands trembled. Don't treat Lily like a prop. Clara wore pity like perfume. I'm sorry for your loss, truly. But life has to continue. I can't stop living because you're sad. You planned this to upstage a funeral, I said. She blinked, unimpressed. Upstage, please? I give people warmth. Sympathy fades. Parties don't. Someone nearby whispered. That's cold, Clara smirked. Cold pays. Warmth sells. I felt anger spike, hot and sharp. You're proud of this. You brag about people abandoning my daughter's funeral, she smiled, unfazed. I'm honest. People choose comfort. Her friends shifted, uneasy. One muttered, maybe we should go. It's just one night, Clara said. Why make it bigger? Because you made my daughter's last day smaller, I replied. Because you danced while we buried her, her expression flickered. Then she laughed too bright. You'll ruin your health if you keep this up. Maybe, I said. But I can't let this go. My voice was quieter, steady. Karma won't fix this by itself. If truth matters, someone must show it. Clara's smile wavered. Are you threatening me? No, I kept my tone calm. I'm telling you I won't let people forget what you did. You smiled at the coffin. Remember that, her friends exchanged looks. The laughter thinned. This is awkward, one whispered. Clara's mask showed a hairline crack. She tried to hide it with a joke. You're bitter, brother. It'll eat you alive. Let it, I said. I'd rather live with it than forget Lily. I turned back once, unable to stop myself. Clara's friend with bright lipstick frowned, and a man I didn't know shifted uneasily. Someone said, maybe the timing was poor, as if that made any difference. Clara waved a hand. Timing. Everyone has bad timing. You can't blame me for planning a night people enjoyed. You planned on people choosing your party over my daughter's farewell, I said. She blinked, unimpressed. People will do what pleases them. I gave them an option. That option took away dignity, I said. It turned a goodbye into background noise. A quieter friend looked down, face troubled. I didn't realize people actually left, Clara smiled thinly. It was practical. I called some guests. They came later. It's business, social life, the quiet friend swallowed. I thought family mattered more. Family matters, Clara agreed too quickly. But life doesn't stop for one event. That's easy to say when it's not your loss, I replied. Clara's expression hardened. You act like I'm a villain. You don't have to be a villain, I said. Just be decent. Respect is overrated, she said. Attention lasts longer. The atmosphere cooled. I lowered my voice. You smiled when my daughter was buried. That image will follow you. She looked affronted. You're threatening me. I'm not threatening, I said. I'm promising to make sure people see the truth. Her friends exchanged glances. One said, maybe we should leave. Clara forced a laugh. Don't be dramatic. This is small. To me, it's not small, I answered. It's the last thing my daughter deserved. She shrugged, then blinked as if her confidence faltered. Her mask had a hairline crack. It was small, but enough to change the group. Walking away, I felt something settle inside me that wasn't grief. It was clarity. If no one would hold her accountable, I would. I would gather what I needed. I would show people who she was. I didn't know the details yet. I only knew I wouldn't let her arrogance stand unchallenged. I stared at Lily's framed photo on my desk. Her smile gave me courage. My phone buzzed and I picked it up. Hello? A hesitant voice answered. It's Mark. You said you wanted to talk about Clara? Yes, I said quietly. You dated her once, right? He let out a bitter laugh. If you can call it dating. She cheated on me while telling everyone I was obsessive. Ruined my reputation for months. I gripped the pen in my hand. Would you be willing to share proof? Messages, anything? Still got screenshots, he replied. Why? Because she hurt my daughter's memory and I'm done letting her walk free. He went silent, then sighed. I'll send them. Maybe it's time someone exposed her. When the call ended, I leaned back. My heart pounded. This wasn't grief talking anymore. It was purpose. Later that evening, I met Emma, an old colleague of Clara's. She sipped her coffee nervously. I shouldn't even be talking to you, she said. Why not? I asked. Because Clara still has influence in the company. But, Emma hesitated. She stole credit for my project, twice. When I confronted her, she told management I was unstable. That sounds familiar, I muttered. She uses people, then discards them. Emma's eyes softened. You've suffered more than anyone. What are you going to do with this? Tell the truth, I said firmly. Nothing more, nothing less, she nodded. Then take this. She handed me an old email thread, Clara's words dripping with manipulation. Walking home, I felt lighter, though guilt gnawed at me. Was I sinking too low? I whispered to Lily's photo later. Am I doing this for revenge or justice? No answer came, but her picture steadied me. The next day, I called another name on my list, Daniel, an ex-friend of hers. He laughed when he heard my voice. Clara? Haven't spoken to her in years. You had a falling out? I asked. She borrowed money. Promised to pay it back after a business deal? Never did. Then she told people I was desperate for her attention. Destroyed friendships I had. Would you write a statement? Gladly, Daniel said. Still got bank records. You're not the first she's wronged, but maybe you'll be the first to do something about it. Piece by piece, the puzzle formed. Each conversation gave me more. Screenshots, receipts, testimonies. Her charm had fooled many, but time revealed the trail of broken trust she left behind. That night, Anna caught me scrolling through files. What are you doing? She asked gently. I closed the laptop halfway. Gathering proof, her brow furrowed. Proof of what? Of who Clara really is. People defend her because they don't know. I'll show them. Anna sat beside me. Is this revenge or are you protecting Lily's memory? I swallowed. Both. I can't separate them anymore. She touched my hand. Just don't lose yourself in this. I nodded, though deep down I knew I was already changing. The next morning, I reached out to one more person, Julia, Clara's former best friend. Her voice trembled. I thought she was my sister, Julia said. But she leaked my secrets at work just to climb higher. Left me humiliated, I exhaled. So it's not just me. It never was. No, Julia whispered. She destroys anyone close. Why? Because she can, I said. Julia was quiet for a long moment, then asked, What will you do with this? Expose her. I owe that much to Lily. Julia's voice softened. Then I'll help. People should know. When I hung up, I opened my journal. The words poured out. I am no longer only grieving. I am building something. I am preparing. I laid out the files across my desk, screenshots of her cruel messages, bank records she never repaid, testimonies of betrayal. My hands trembled, but it wasn't weakness. It was power growing. Anna walked in again. You look different. I feel different, I admitted. For the first time since Lily's death, I feel control. Anna's eyes glistened. Then hold on to that. Don't let her steal this from you, too. I reached for Lily's picture and whispered, This is for you, my love. The plan wasn't complete, but the foundation was set. Clara thought she was untouchable, but now I had proof she wasn't. And when the time came, the mask she wore so proudly would crack for all to see. I wasn't just grieving anymore. I was preparing for war. I stared at the screen before pressing send. The files, the screenshots, the recordings, it was all there. Clara's perfect mask was about to shatter. My finger trembled, but once the post went live, there was no turning back. Minutes later, my phone buzzed. Dozens of notifications poured in. Anna rushed over. You did it? Yes, I whispered. It's out there. She leaned over my shoulder. Look, the comments. People are furious. The first message read, I can't believe Clara said this about Lily. Disgusting. Another, she used me for free work, then ghosted me. Finally, the truth is out, Anna gasped. It's spreading so fast, I nodded, my chest tight. She built her empire on lies. Now the lies are crumbling. My phone rang. I answered, and Clara's shrill voice filled my ear. You bastard! Did you post this? I stayed calm. Truth has a way of coming out. You think anyone will believe you? She snapped. They already do, I said. Look online, she cursed. You're ruining me! After everything I did for you, for me. My voice cracked. You mocked my daughter's death. You paraded your success while spitting on her memory. This isn't me ruining you. This is you exposing yourself, she hung up. Anna placed a hand on my arm. She's panicking. Did you hear it in her voice? Yes, I said softly. For the first time, she knows what fear tastes like. Hours later, I checked again. Screenshots of her cruel texts about Lily flooded the feed. Video clips of her mocking staff at events went viral. Mark messaged me. She called me obsessive? Look at this proof. Finally, people see Emma texted next. She took credit for my work, and now the sponsors are backing out of her gala. Thank you for showing them who she is. Daniel sent a laughing emoji followed by, she owes half the city money. Good luck to her now. I felt a strange mix of guilt and triumph. Was this justice or vengeance? That night, Clara showed up at my door, pounding furiously. Open up! I stepped outside, blocking her from entering. You think this will stop me? She screamed. People love me. They'll believe me! Look around, I said calmly. Your sponsors have pulled out. Your friends have gone silent. Who's left? Her mascara smudged as tears streaked down her face. You're doing this because you hate me. No, I said coldly. I'm doing this because you hated Lily. She shook her head violently. I cut her off. You laughed at her. Called her weak. Told people she wasn't worth remembering. And now? Everyone remembers her because of you. Because your cruelty made them see. Clara's lip trembled. For once, she had no rehearsed response. Anna appeared behind me. Leave, Clara, you're not welcome here. Clara's eyes darted between us, desperation flashing. This isn't over, she hissed before storming away. I closed the door slowly. My heart raced, but I felt no regret. The next morning, more fallout appeared online. Sponsors released statements cutting ties. Influencers who once praised Clara now distanced themselves. One wrote, I can't believe I ever supported someone like her. Anna read aloud from her phone. Listen to this. Clara manipulated me into working for free. I thought she was my friend, but she used me. I exhaled. They're finally speaking. And no one's defending her, Anna added. I nodded. When truth is undeniable, lies collapse. Later, I received another call. This time from Julia, Clara's ex-best friend. She called me, Julia said. Begged me to defend her. Said it was all your fault. And what did you say? I asked. I told her she was reaping what she sowed. I won't protect her anymore. Thank you, I whispered. Julia sighed.
She's desperate.
Watch your back. I hung up and turned to Anna. Even her closest allies are done with her. Anna smiled faintly. It feels like justice. That evening, Clara tried one last stunt. She went live online, her face pale and voice trembling. These lies about me are spread by a bitter man who lost his daughter, she claimed. I watched silently. The comments scrolled faster than she could speak. Stop blaming him. We've seen the proof. You hurt Lily's memory and now you're exposed. Own up to your actions. Clara's face fell on screen as the flood of accusations buried her excuses. She ended the stream abruptly. Anna whispered, No one's listening to her anymore. For the first time, I said, staring at Lily's photo, she feels what I felt. Humiliation. Except hers is deserved. Anna squeezed my hand. You've given Lily back her voice. I closed my eyes, letting the weight settle. Clara had destroyed so much, but now her kingdom was collapsing. The party queen had been stripped of her crown, and all I had done was show the world who she truly was, and they believed me. The phone rang after midnight. I almost ignored it, but when I saw Clara's name glowing on the screen, my chest tightened. I answered. What do you want? Her voice cracked through the speaker. Please don't hang up. I need you. I stayed silent, she sobbed. Everything's falling apart. Sponsors, friends, clients, everyone's gone. They won't even answer my calls. You're the only one who will. I clenched my jaw. Why would I help you? Because you're my brother, she cried. You can't just watch me drown like this. The words cut deeper than I expected. For a moment, I heard not the manipulative Clara, but a desperate, frightened girl. My throat tightened, but I forced myself to speak. I begged for your respect at Lily's funeral. Do you remember what you gave me instead? Her breath caught. That was a mistake. I didn't mean, I interrupted. You smirked while I buried my child. You rolled your eyes when I asked for one day of silence. That wasn't a mistake, Clara. That was cruelty, she wailed louder. I was jealous, okay? You always had people who loved you. Lily was adored. I wanted jealousy? My voice shook with disbelief. You envied a child who never even had a chance to grow up? That's your excuse? I'm sorry, she whispered, barely audible. The apology felt hollow, too late, too forced. My hands trembled as I gripped the phone tighter. You're not sorry. You're desperate. Her breathing quickened. Maybe I am, but I can't do this alone. Everyone's against me now. Please say something. Please help me. I closed my eyes. Lily's laughter echoed in my memory. Then the image of Clara mocking me at the graveside shoved itself forward. The contrast burned inside me. You want me to save you? I asked bitterly. I couldn't even save my daughter, but I could have kept her memory sacred, and you stole that from me. I wasn't thinking, she stammered. You were, I said firmly. You were thinking of yourself. Always yourself. That's why you're alone now. There was a long pause. Her sobs turned into shaky breaths. So you'll just abandon me? I exhaled slowly. You abandoned me first. No, she pleaded. I need one person on my side, just one. Don't let it end like this. I swallowed hard, pity creeping up despite everything. For a second, I almost caved. She sounded broken, stripped of the arrogance that once coated every word. But then Lily's face flashed in my mind again, her soft smile, the way she clutched her stuffed bear. And Clara's smirk at the funeral, so sharp, so unforgivable. My voice lowered. You begged me for mercy tonight. I begged you for respect that day. You gave me none. Now you beg, Clara, but I have nothing left to give. She gasped, as if my words struck her physically. You don't mean that, she whispered. I do, I said, my tone flat. Please. She whimpered. Please don't hang up, but I did. The silence afterward was suffocating. My heart pounded against my ribs. Anna stirred beside me, her sleepy voice soft. Who was it? Clara, I whispered. Anna blinked, sitting up. What did she want? Help. Forgiveness. Anything I couldn't give. Anna studied my face in the dim light. And what did you say? I swallowed. That I have nothing left for her. Anna touched my hand gently. Do you regret it? I shook my head. No, my heart feels heavy, but unshaken. She's reaping what she sowed, and for once I don't have to carry her burden. Anna leaned closer, resting her head against my shoulder. Then let it go. I stared at the dark ceiling, the faint hum of the night pressing in. I had given Clara my last words, and in them, I had sealed the boundary she could never cross again. For years, she had mocked, belittled, and overshadowed me. But tonight, she was the one begging, and I was the one who walked away. I whispered into the quiet, more to Lily than to myself. I won't forgive what she did to you. Not now, not ever. And with that, I finally felt the faintest trace of peace. The living room felt colder than usual. Everyone sat scattered, avoiding each other's eyes. I leaned against the wall, waiting for someone to speak first. Mother's voice finally broke the silence. Clara, she whispered, her hands trembling. How could you? All those things. The videos, the words about Lily. How could you say them? Clara stiffened. They were taken out of context. People twisted everything to make me look cruel. Mother shook her head, tears sliding down her cheeks. No, I saw it with my own eyes. You laughed about stealing the spotlight from your niece's funeral. You bragged while your brother buried his child. That isn't twisting, it's truth. Clara's lips quivered. Mom, you don't understand. I was just trying to keep things light, to keep myself from breaking down. Don't lie, I cut in. My voice was steady, low. You enjoyed it. You wanted the attention, even if it meant humiliating me and desecrating Lily's memory. Clara spun toward me, her eyes sharp. You think you're better than me? You've turned everyone against me. James shifted uneasily, clearing his throat. No, Clara, you did that yourself. Her head snapped toward him. You too? He nodded slowly, avoiding her glare. I defended you for so long. I kept quiet because I didn't want to split the family. But now I can't deny it anymore. He was right. All along, he was right about you. Clara's face drained of color. James, I'm sorry, he continued, his voice heavy. I should have stood by him. I should have stood by Lily. Instead, I let fear of losing this family silence me. That was wrong. Mother clutched a tissue in her fist. You've brought shame on us, Clara. People whisper about our name now. Do you understand what you've done? Not just to your brother, but to all of us. Clara's eyes darted between them, desperate. So you're all going to abandon me? After everything I've done for this family? I exhaled sharply. Everything you've done was for yourself. The parties, the image, the bragging, it was never about us. Never about Lily. Never about anyone but you. She pointed at me with trembling fingers. You orchestrated this! You leaked everything. I didn't flinch. I gave people the truth. That's all it took. The rest was your own doing. Her lips pressed into a thin line. For the first time, she had no sharp comeback, no smug smile. Only silence. James leaned forward, elbows on his knees. Clara, do you even realize how small you look right now? How exposed. You always carried yourself like nothing could touch you. But now he shook his head. Now you look afraid. Her eyes filled with tears, but they weren't the kind that softened hearts. They were frantic, desperate. I'm not afraid, she snapped, though her voice cracked. Mother's sobs filled the room again. Enough, Clara, no more lies. No more excuses. You broke your brother when he was already broken. That is something a sister should never do. Clara's shoulders slumped, her confidence unraveling before us. She turned back to me. Is this what you wanted? To see me crushed? To watch everyone turn against me? I met her gaze. No, this isn't about wanting. It's about balance. You humiliated me in my grief. Now the truth humiliates you. That's not revenge, Clara. It's justice. She swallowed hard, her voice barely above a whisper. And what am I supposed to do now? I didn't answer immediately. I studied her, the cracks in her mask. For years, she had loomed over me like a shadow, mocking, dismissing, untouchable. Now she sat hunched, fragile, stripped of her power. You face it, I finally said. The same way I had to face losing Lily. The same way I had to face burying her while you threw a party. You sit with the pain you created. Her lip trembled. I can't. I leaned closer, my voice steady but cold. You can. You will. Because no one is coming to save you anymore. The room went quiet again. James rubbed his face, Mother wiped her eyes, and Clara stared at the floor as though it might open and swallow her whole. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Real fear, not of me, but of herself, of the truth finally catching up to her. And strangely, I felt no joy in it. No triumph. Only a cold sense of balance settling into place. Anna, who had been silent the whole time, finally spoke. Maybe now Lily can rest. Maybe now we all can. I closed my eyes, breathing deeply. Anna's words clung to me, heavy and fragile. For once, Clara didn't argue. She didn't smirk. She didn't fight. She just sat there, smaller than I had ever seen her, and the silence that followed was louder than anything she could have said. The cemetery was quiet, the air still, as though even the wind held its breath. I stood before Lily's grave with Anna beside me. The flowers we brought trembled slightly in my hands. I crouched down and placed them gently on the grass. Hi, Lily, I whispered. It's Dad. I've got a lot to tell you. Anna knelt next to me, brushing dirt from the stone. She'd love these roses, she said softly. I nodded, my throat tight. Lily, I know you saw everything. I know you saw what Clara did and how no one believed me at first. But the truth, it came out. Everyone knows now. Anna squeezed my hand. Tell her, she urged, her voice breaking. I swallowed hard. Clara doesn't smile anymore, Lily. Not the way she used to.
People saw her for what she really is.
They walked away. For once, she felt the humiliation she gave me on the day we buried you. Anna's eyes filled. She deserved it, I sighed. Maybe, but I need you to know something, Lily. I didn't do it because I hated her. I didn't do it to hurt her. I did it because I love you. Because you deserved respect. You deserved a family that put you above everything, even for one day. And she couldn't do it. Anna covered her mouth, tears spilling. You did it for Lily, not yourself. I nodded slowly. Yes, every step, every sleepless night gathering evidence, every painful word. I thought of her. I thought of that little laugh, the way she used to grab my hand, the way she called me Daddy. My voice cracked. I wanted her to know she mattered. Anna leaned her head against my shoulder. She knew. She always knew. I closed my eyes, letting the silence wrap around us. For the first time in months, it didn't feel suffocating. It felt gentle, Anna whispered. Do you feel her? I opened my eyes again, staring at the carved letters of Lily's name. Yes, right here. Like she's listening. We stayed quiet for a moment, just breathing, just being. Then I spoke again. Lily, I carried so much anger. I thought it was the only thing keeping me alive. But standing here, I don't feel anger anymore. I just feel you. And that's enough. Anna's hand found mine again. It's the first time since the funeral we're crying together, she said, her tears dripping onto her lap. Not fighting, not bitter. Just crying, I turned to her, my chest aching. I'm sorry, Anna. I let grief turn into obsession. I thought revenge was the only way to survive. But today, with you here, I realize it was never revenge. It was love twisted into something sharp, and now, I think I can finally let it rest. She looked at me through swollen eyes. Then let it rest. For Lily, for us. I leaned closer to the grave. Lily, you'll never be forgotten, not by me, not by Mom. We'll carry you with us every step of our lives. And even though Clara tried to take that day from us, she couldn't take you. She never could. The breeze shifted slightly, brushing my face like the softest touch. I shivered but didn't move. Anna whispered, That's her. She's here, I nodded. I feel it too. The tears came harder then, but for once they weren't poisoned by rage or humiliation. They were pure, aching, and strangely peaceful. Anna pulled me into her arms, her voice trembling. We'll be okay, won't we? I pressed my forehead against hers. We will. Not because it stops hurting, but because Lily's still with us. And she always will be. We stayed like that for a long time, just holding on, letting the grief and love mix until I couldn't tell them apart anymore. Finally, I stood and looked down at the grave one last time. Good night, sweetheart, I whispered. Rest now. Daddy's here. Mommy's here. We'll carry your light. Anna slipped her arm through mine as we turned to leave. The weight in my chest hadn't vanished, but it felt lighter, bearable. For the first time since the funeral, I felt something I thought I had lost forever. Peace. The city lights shimmered faintly as I walked down the quiet street, Anna's hand in mine. Every step felt heavier, not because of sorrow, but because of everything we had carried until now. Anna broke the silence first. Do you think she knows? I turned my head. Clara? She nodded. That it's over. That you're done. I exhaled slowly. She knows. She's sitting in the ruins of what she built. No friends, no followers, no stage left to stand on. That's not something she can hide from anymore. Anna frowned. But you didn't destroy her. You didn't go after her life, I shook my head. No, I didn't need to. I didn't create her downfall, I just held up a mirror. The rest, she did on her own. Anna looked at me closely. Then why don't you look happy? I stopped walking and stared ahead at the dim road. Because revenge doesn't give happiness. It gives silence. It gives space. That's all, her voice softened. So what does give happiness? I looked down at our joined hands. This, us, remembering Lily the way she deserves. Choosing her memory over Clara's shadow. Anna's eyes glistened. That's what you want now? I nodded firmly. Yes. For too long, every thought began and ended with Clara, what she did. How she humiliated us. How she turned our grief into her stage. But tonight I'm finished. I'm walking away from her broken image. She belongs to her own emptiness now. Anna let out a shaky laugh. You sound free, I gave her a faint smile. I feel free. Not because I forgive her, I don't. I never will. But because I choose peace instead of carrying her weight on my back. She can live with herself. That's enough punishment. Anna stopped me with a gentle tug. Do you really mean it? No more fights, no more searching for ways to hurt her back. I nodded slowly. Yes, Clara already did the damage. All I did was reveal the truth. People saw, they judged, they left. I didn't destroy her. I uncovered who she always was. Anna's tears rolled down, but she smiled. Then maybe now we can live again. I pressed her hand tighter. Yes, for Lily. We walked a few more steps before she whispered, What would Lily say if she were here? I swallowed the lump in my throat. She'd tell me to stop being stubborn. She'd tell me, Daddy, don't waste time on anger. Be with Mommy. Remember me happy, not broken. Anna's lips trembled. That sounds like her. I smiled faintly. It does, and I think I finally understand. She brushed her thumb across my knuckles. So what now? I looked up at the stars peeking through the night sky. Now I vow to live in her memory, to keep her light alive in everything we do. Every choice, every day, we carry her with us. Anna leaned against my shoulder. And Clara? I exhaled deeply. Clara fades. Piece by piece. Until one day she's nothing more than a name that no longer matters. Anna whispered. Peace. I nodded. Yes, not forgiveness. Just peace. And that's enough. We stopped at a bench under a flickering street lamp. I sat down, pulling her beside me. She asked quietly, Do you regret it? Any of it? I thought for a long moment. No, not exposing her. Not the sleepless nights gathering proof. Not the confrontations. Because all of it was for Lily. And now that it's over, I can finally rest knowing I never let Clara rewrite our daughter's memory. Anna's hand trembled in mine. Thank you, she whispered, for fighting for her, for not letting her be erased. I turned to her, my voice steady. Thank me by living, by laughing again, by letting Lily's memory be joy, not just pain. Anna smiled through her tears. Then let's do that. I looked ahead, imagining Lily's face in the faint glow of the lamp. We will. For the first time in years, my chest loosened. Clara's voice, once echoing in every corner of my mind, was silent. What remained was Lily, soft, bright, eternal. Anna pressed her head against my shoulder. Do you feel lighter? I nodded. Yes, like I've been carrying a weight that wasn't mine to carry anymore. She sighed with relief. Then let's keep walking forward, together. I rose from the bench and pulled her up with me. The night stretched ahead, uncertain, but open. I whispered to the air, Goodbye, Clara. Anna tilted her head. Did you just... I nodded. Yes, that was the last time I'll ever say her name. She smiled faintly. Then tonight is truly the end. I squeezed her hand one last time. No, not the end. The beginning. The start of living in Lily's memory, not in Clara's shadow. We walked on step by step into the quiet night, and for once the silence didn't feel empty. It felt like peace.